Again, proper
12.
Proper 12, shout out Conor McGregor.
Yep.
Yay.
nice.
Watch January 23rd. Yay. Also my birthday. Shout out.
Hey. Yo, what would happen if you got in a car accident with Conor McGregor and he was just deadbeat on kicking your ass because he
Wait,
was upset with
like
the car
I'm the
accident?
one driving, he was like the one talking
Yeah.
to me, and
Yeah.
he's like, "You fucker!" You know, dude.
Yeah, you bumped into him, you ran into him. Do you think you're fighting that?
I mean, honestly, I
Your
would-
girl's there too.
No,
If you don't fight him, your girl's gonna leave you, man.
I would
don't
fight
know.
anyone.
I
I'll
don't
fight
know.
anyone, but not a UFC fighter. Fuck no. I know my.
And he's a striker.
They're
dude.
deadly,
Oh.
dude. Their hands and shit are classified as weapons.
True.
Did you know that? Like boxers and UFC fighters. That's
Dumb.
straight up.
Take the green card. Keep going. You're good.
That is straight up like they are classified as deadly weapons.
Flip it with the,
Like it is crazy. Like, oh my god. Like I'm sure you know because you're from Philly. They don't play around with boxing. They know. But
Yeah.
dude, would you want to get punched by like fucking? I don't give.
No,
give a
I'm
fuck.
running, man.
If it's
I don't
Ronda
give a fuck.
Rousey, I'm still
I don't
goddamn
care. I don't
running.
care if I'm driving my brand new Porsche down Rodeo Drive and I just made my first like extra $1 million, $1 billion, whatever, and I'm with this girl and if she's judging me, I don't give a fuck. Fuck her too. I don't need this car. I don't need. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going back home. I'm getting back to my roots. I'm calling my friends and I'm re-podcasting. Fuck.
No,
fuck
here's
all
what I
I'm
say you do. I say you
Call
fucking,
them
yeah,
off,
get
yeah.
into it with him or whatever, but make sure you have like a GoPro or like your phone recording. Because worst come to worst, yeah, he whoops your ass. Now
Yeah,
you
you
got a
can promote
recording
it.
of McGregor just assaulting a regular citizen. Like,
Facts.
so now you get to be the guy who's like,
I mean,
yeah.
he already kind of did something.
Right, no,
like
yeah.
that.
Have you guys seen that video?
Yeah.
When he punched the dude in the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was trying to
that was
like
crazy,
give the
yeah.
dude free shots of this or whatever, and the guy was like, "Nah, I'm good, man." And he was like, "Nah, take the shots." And he was like, "No, fuck you, I don't want the shots." And he was like an old ass dude too.
Yeah.
It was not a good look.
Well, maybe
Yeah.
that's disrespectful in Ireland if you turn down the shot. That's good.
Yeah, a free shot, and especially because it's not like it's cheap shit. Like, we're not sponsored.
Yeah,
It's pretty
yeah,
good.
Not
exactly,
sponsored
yeah,
by
like-
Proper 12. This
Huh.
is not a sponsor.
But in a review of famous people making alcohols, though, how do we feel about this as compared to like Ciroc or like other stuff?
Oh, way
Like-
better. Because Ciroc is so overrated in my
You
opinion.
think
Like,
Ciroc's overrated?
yeah, it's so like
What's
mid
Ciroc?
to me. You've never had
You
Ciroc?
ever had Ciroc?
Oh.
So Ciroc is
Man,
like it's a
I'm
really tall
sitting pretty
bottle,
on you.
and they have like the circles of the different colors of whatever the flavor is in the top. And yeah, so like 50 Cent sponsored it. A lot of other celebrities have, and all the time you'll see like rap shows where it's like Ciroc presents, and so they do all that. But their bottles are super expensive. Like even for just like a pint, it's like I want to say like $12.
Damn. Okay.
And so like the big, like even just for like a normal like size bottle, I want to say it's like close to 30. And like
Yeah.
I don't know, it's not bad, but I think it's like it's a $20 to $25 like vodka at best. But because it's so tied to like celebrities and like whatnot, I literally see people get it just because the bottle looks cool and you saw it in that really cool music video.
Damn.
Also like Grey Goose. I think Grey Goose is fucking trash.
Well, yeah, the dude who created Grey Goose basically sold it as, like, he just labeled it as, like, top shelf, like, high quality liquor, when in reality it wasn't.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they said like in multiple like blind taste tests, it doesn't even like beat out New Amsterdam.
That dude, the creator, I forget his name, but he also has his own personal caddy that travels with him everywhere. Like a caddy that is just a full-time, like,
My God.
whenever he wants to play golf, he has a caddy, like, on hand.
But okay, so here's
That's
the one
ridiculous.
thing
It is
I
ridiculous.
will give like Ciroc and Grey Goose credit for, like with those high-end alcohols. In my opinion, while they don't like taste worth that quality, the hangover you get from them is so minimal compared to even like Tito's or New Amsterdam. Like, and I'm not saying I have much of a hangover with those, but like when you get those top shelves, there's like no hangover. Maybe that's just a placebo thing on my end, but that's the thing I've kind of found. Like, it's less about the taste for me. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, for example, my biggest issue with Burnett's yeah, it fucking tastes shitty, but you make a mixed drink out of it, it's not that bad. My issue is the next day, it doesn't matter how much water, how much electrolytes I drink the night before, it's the worst hangover. Compared to, like, Svedka or anything like that. Like, yeah, it doesn't taste amazing, but, like, I can wake up the next day and go to work. So, that's, as someone who's now tasted enough alcohol, I think the cheaper alcohols, it's more about, like, the other shit they fill into it that fucking will make you more hungover. They add so much more syrups and artificial shit compared to the higher quality. It's just the fucking alcohol.
Do you remember when we used to get the big old plastic jug?
Oh, the Taka.
Yeah.
Yo.
What?
Man, the
I want to hear
Taka.
this.
No, so
What?
Taka
Dude,
is
shit.
$10 for a fucking
Terrible. It was
1.75 milliliter like jug.
Oh, okay.
And it's a plastic jug. It literally. So this is when I realized like we should never be drinking Taka. When I started at Benihana's. So if you guys didn't know, the onion volcano where you, like they stack the onions and they pour alcohol in it, light it on fire, and it's like a volcano.
Oh, yeah.
They exclusively use Taka vodka because it is the cheapest vodka out there for them to get. They do not consider it worthy. Like they don't offer that at the bar, even though they have a shit ton of it. It's not worthy of selling as a shot or in a drink. It is solely used to set on fire.
That is
Because it's the cheapest flammable thing.
It's the closest thing to gasoline.
Yeah. That people could still, if they wanted to, eat. Yeah. So that's when I was like, oh, I'm never consuming Taka again. Like, once you get to the point where you're buying a bottle of Taka just because it's the most efficient way for you to get drunk, you gotta go to rehab at that point. I'm sorry.
Or you're 21.
Yeah, or you're 21, you're young and you're broke, you're just trying to get fucked up, like you
Well-
don't know better. No, trust me, I'm at the point now, if I can't spend at least $20 to get like a semi-decent bottle, I don't need to get drunk. Really.
Yeah, but you've also kind of been through all that and that's
Right.
the other way.
But, and that's what I'm saying, is like, I've now at least reached that age and like knowledge
Sure.
that like, feeling that shitty the next day is just not
Yeah.
worth it.
But it's good though, because you're learning that at like a younger age too, you know?
Right.
What I mean? You're not like 40 and you're like, maybe I should stop drinking like hard, cheap alcohol.
Yo, did I tell you about the other day when I went in to the liquor store across the street? There was this lady, oh my fucking god. So check this. I come in, I'm just trying to get a fucking, just a pint of Svedka. That's all I'm trying to get. And I get in, there's a lady at the thing, so I'm like, alright, I'll get in line. So she's there, she's up there, she has like some sort of expensive, fancy alcohol, I can't remember the name of it, and then 2 bottles of wine. And they're like, you could tell they're kind of up there. One of them is a rosé, the other one I couldn't see. And she's like talking to this Indian cashier, and she's like, oh,
Gita?
no, it was one of the other dudes, like, I don't know his name, he's like one that started later.
Okay.
Like one of their nephews or so. I'm not sure what they are. Like, I don't like them near as much. But,
Okay.
she's asking him, she's like, which one of these is better? And he's like, whichever one you like more. Like, this one has a different flavor. Like, it's on your like, he doesn't know about these 2 fucking weird ass wines, and he's just here to fucking sell you the shit, And then she's asking about that, and then she's like, what are those? And she points to like the Ciroc stuff, and he's like, Ciroc? And she's like, syrup? Or whatever. And at this point, I'm like, oh, this lady's already shit-faced. And she has to be like 60, 70 years old. Like, you could tell.
Yeah.
And then she's like, no, give me the shots of Absolute. And then she's going and he's trying to show her all the flavors. She's picking all those out. And then he's like totaling her up. And then she's like, you sell cigarettes? Yeah, give me a pack of Marlboro Reds. I'm going to... And then he gets that. No, give me 2. I'm going to be up all night because I have all this. You guys are 2. And then he like tells her the total. And she's like, huh? That much? And he's like, yeah. And he's like listing off everything. She's like, oh, okay. Do you have Jello shots? Let me get Jello shots. And you could just tell.
Jello shots though.
Huh?
Like, do they just sell Jello
Yeah,
shots?
yeah,
like that?
they have Jello shots.
Okay.
Yeah, it's right there on the front counter. That's the
But
thing.
still though, like, come on, pick something, go.
Well, yeah,
That's
no,
a new
because
thing.
she just keeps adding things, and it's just funny. Like, you could tell, like, it's funny because, you can't see his actual face. You can only see his eyes, but I could just see in his eyes. He was already just done. Because at this point, like, 5 minutes has passed. Like, I'm speeding it up, but, like, she's taking a long time for everything. And I'm just over here, like, on my phone, like, catching Pokemon, like, whatever. Like, I've learned a long time ago, like, being impatient gets you nowhere in life, because, like, it doesn't change. Like, you being like, what the fuck, come on, let's go, that changes none of it. It's gonna happen when it happens. You either deal with it or you fucking go home. Accept it.
Well, that's you're trying to go home, but you can't pay the shit.
So, but I'm saying, like, there's no point in me getting frustrated about it.
I'm just saying.
It's either I say, fuck this, it's not worth it, and I leave,
Hurry the fuck up.
or I wait there.
I'm just saying. I'm trying to get drunk too, but move your ass with the shit.
No, you're right, but, like, I've just learned there's no point in getting mad about it. You know? It's just, why ruin my day more? But anyways, so then he's, like, trying to show her the shot. She's, like, digging through the things. She's, like, trying to have him pull out one of each flavor that they have. And then she's like, do you have any that are frozen? And he's like, no. And she's like, so I have to freeze them myself. And also, who the fuck freezes Jell-O shots? Like, it's a Jell-O shot. Like, yeah, to preserve them. But, like, if you're going to have them that
She
night.
probably makes lollipops out of them. Puts it all in the middle and shit.
But yeah, and then so then she gets some Jell-O shots, and then he tells her the total. It's like $80 or some shit, because she's got all this shit. She goes and puts her card in. It declined. She's like, what? And he's like, it declined. She's like, did you do it as debit or credit? And he's like, I don't know. You do that. It just declined on my end. She's like, do it again. You probably did it as credit. It's impossible. I have $30,000. I spent $150 just now at Benihana.
Oh, well, maybe that's why your car's not working. It's
Yeah,
like, hey,
Yeah, maybe you don't have as much money.
Yeah.
And then does it again. Clearly, like, the dude helps her make sure she does debit. Decline. She's like, what? And she's like, do you accept on the phone? And he's like, do you have Apple Pay? And she's like, no, but I have Cash App.
No.
And so the dude's like, call your bank or go to an ATM. And she's like, you guys don't have an ATM? And he was like, no, go to Target or the bar next door or whatever. And then she kind of like just looks around like she doesn't believe him that there's not an ATM in the liquor store. And then she kind of just like stumbles out. And the moment she leaves, I just crack up laughing. And this guy is just like, oh my fucking God. Like, he is just so like over the night at this point.
Well, he's probably glad too that you're laughing about it, so at least he can laugh about it.
No, especially because I was like, I'm gonna keep it simple for you, bruv. Can I just get a pint of Svedka? I got the new debit card, so I just do the tap to pay. Nah, I don't even need a bag, homie. I'm out. And I think you could tell he was so relieved, because I was like, let's go.
No, and then of course the most important question: do you want your receipt?
Nah, fuck that.
There you go. I like this dude.
No,
have a great day.
I'm sorry. Here's the thing. I got all my online shit tracked. If there's a dispute, I'm coming up, and we're gonna have problems. But like, I don't need that paper.
Ain't no paper trail to find.
No, especially I know your boss, the owner. I know your boss. What up, Rita? Fire this motherfucker.
And you saved some trees.
All the trees.
No, that's the thing. It still gets printed. They just like. I hope they recycle it, but
they can't recycle that. The receipt paper. I don't think.
Yeah, no. At
Well,
Kokoro, we had a thing where you pierce it, so that way it's like not valid or whatever because it's pierced, but it's still there. If we we keep it for like up to 2 weeks to reference if someone has
What
a
does this have
complaint.
to do with recycling?
No, so I'm saying then we take all the receipts at the end after 2 weeks, and then they would recycle.
So
They would just hold on to them for record if there was a dispute, but then they would
but that doesn't
recycle all
matter.
that
Do they
paper.
recycle them?
Yeah,
Like legitly?
yeah.
Damn, dude. Yeah, we just honestly when I was working at 7-Eleven, we just threw them away. So
Yeah, see, most places probably would.
If you didn't get if we asked you for your receipt and you didn't want it, and you come back and you have a problem with it, that's on you.
Yeah.
Go the fuck away. We asked if you wanted a receipt. You didn't want it. And you should always take the damn receipt for everything. That's what I learned, and I'm a young fella. Always take a fucking receipt. Because sometimes you gotta return that bitch.
True.
I mean, unless it's alcohol, then...
Or
Like,
what's that saying? If you buy a donut, like, what possible conceivement would you need to return a donut?
Oh, they'll
If it
find
had
a way.
a cockroach in it.
Yeah. I'll be like, I want 2 of your bread. I want your whole goddamn case.
You want
of
more
bread,
food
dude.
from a place like served you a cockroach donut?
Yeah, I think it was
That sounds like a terrible exchange.
I
Just
want
had
the
a
fresh
creative
shit
video.
for
I
sure.
don't think it's
I want to
happening.
make sure it's fresh, but yeah, I want fresh shit now. I don't want to have to pay for
You
it.
got cockroaches, homie. You can't guarantee no freshness.
Yo, I'm gonna start a
Awesome.
porno
Rap
series called Cockroaches. And it's just me smoking roaches while this girl sucks my cock.
And occasionally you shooting a photo of 6ix9ine or something.
No. What?
Yeah, because
Why?
fucking
I don't
roads
want
That
rap.
got weird.
What? No.
Just add 6ix9ine.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm
well,
good on that, man. I don't want that. No. I
I'm
don't know who
smoking a
does.
roach.
I don't think anyone does. How you guys' week been? What's been happening with y'all? Bergie, welcome back.
Thank you.
Still feeling
It's good
good?
to be back, Rona free.
There you go.
Yeah,
I'm glad you
yeah.
guys are Rona free too.
Yeah, because I got tested. I got.
Man, that shit's uncomfortable. Getting it up your nose.
Yeah. It wasn't too bad for me because when I was a kid, I used to have to get like I was kind of sick a lot, so we used to have to do tests like that anyway. So I was like, all right, yeah, I kind of remember this. But like, even I felt uncomfortable. So like, I can imagine like people who haven't had that before. I'm like, this is like a whole new experience. Like,
I mean, if that's the case, honestly, dude, like, I had a rock stuck up my nose. I think I can do that.
No,
are we
wait.
talking drugs here or like a
No.
pebble,
No, straight up
like-
a rock.
He was in daycare, supposed to be taking a nap. And for whatever reason, he put a rock up his nose. Because my mom was working at the daycare too, in a different place. And they had to call her and be like, can you come deal with your son? He has a rock stuck up his nose
What
and
the
we don't know what to
fuck?
do.
He's like, I'm Scarface, bitches. Oh, it's a pebble. Ah. Bro, that could have been so bad. What if you like gotten up in your sinuses and got
Honestly,
lodged up in there, man?
I don't remember or recall this, but you know what?
I do not
It fucking
recall.
happened.
It definitely happened.
I believe it. I mean, it sounds like me, but I mean, the reasoning behind it, that's long past me. Maybe I wanted this kid's toy. I was like, dude, I'm gonna fucking put a rock up here if you don't give me this goddamn toy. And I don't know, man. I don't know.
What kind of logic is that? I'm gonna fuck myself up if you don't do what I want.
I don't know. I'm just saying, I don't remember the reasoning, but it happened. Just like apparently I got peed on one time. Don't remember that.
No, we're not even dwelling in on that.
I'm just saying, that's just, that's.
It happened. No. Yeah, I
Did
did.
you pee on your brother?
No. No. So check this.
What?
What?
I like how.
Oh, I like how you don't want to bring
No,
it up.
I have to defend myself now.
No, I asked. You said no.
yourself.
I'm like, okay. Okay, that's all I wanted to know. You don't have to then
Okay, all right.
spread the beans.
Okay.
You're all worked up. Your face is
I
red.
won't. But that's when Alex learned how to fight. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm proud of him for that.
Word.
What was that, like 15 years ago, dude? That was when I was young.
Yeah, no, you were in
Damn.
kindergarten.
Yeah, I was 5, yeah.
I would have whooped on someone.
I
There was.
just don't remember.
I made a kid
like-
pee on himself by accident one time.
Like you scared him to piss himself, or like?
Okay. Hold, let me recorrect. Let me recorrect the this phrasing. He pissed on himself via his own urine.
Dude, I've done
Via
that.
me.
I know what you.
I pissed on him with his piss.
Wait.
All right, so check it
Okay,
out.
I see what you got.
so check it out. We were in high school and we were drinking and just doing stupid fuck shit. Okay, we were running around. I was like dicking around with someone, and there was this cup over by like the goalpost, and I just kind of like picked it up and threw it at him because we were kind of like chasing. I don't know. I like made some like stupid pun. And I don't know. We were dicking around or whatever. Well, what I didn't realize was that was the cup that he had peed in earlier. I thought dude just went and pissed on the fucking pole. Nah, dude filled up a fucking cup like a weirdo.
Yeah. Like you gonna
and put it
save
next
that
to the
shit?
goalpost. Yeah. So me not fully realizing this, I pick it up and I go, whoosh, and I throw the fucking cup at him because I was just trying to throw the cup. And then he's like sitting there and he's like, dude, this is my fucking piss. And then that dude was pissed.
Literally.
Dude, I would have been like, why the
Literally
fuck
pissed.
is there piss in this cup in the first place?
I was
you
like, yo,
fucking
I didn't realize.
weird?
He's like, I told you I pissed. I was like, I didn't realize you pissed in a cup.
Yeah,
I was like, I was over here. And I was like, I don't fucking know. I'm drunk as shit.
Maybe you.
Why are you pissing in a cup?
Yeah.
It's like taking tar toast. You don't know what's on that. It's tar and toast. Yeah, it's gonna fuck up your stomach. Well, you piss in a cup instead of on a fucking tree, like nature intended.
Yeah, like that's
It
one
might
of the
come back
huge
to haunt
benefits
ya.
of being a male is that you could just piss on things.
Right.
Like,
You just get to pee.
I love peeing on trees.
Oh, I love pissing.
I remember
love
apparently
pissing.
when I was a super youngin', we went like up in the mountains or whatever, and so I just peed on a tree. And then when we came back and we were at like my uncle's baseball game or whatever, because he was like in high school and like he was on a really good baseball team. Just in the middle, I had to pee or whatever, and so I just went and started peeing on a tree, and I got in trouble. And I was like, 2 hours ago when we were in the woods, this was cool. Like, what the fuck?
There's certain trees you can't piss on.
Apparently.
Like the Christmas tree.
Yeah, you definitely can't piss on the Christmas tree.
I had a dog that did that one time,
this
and we were like,
tree.
"What the fuck are you doing?" He was, it was bad too. There was a lot of urine, like a lot.
Damn.
Like I slipped in it, and that's when we realized that the dog had peed on it.
Bad Fido.
Oh yeah. What else is happening? We got to talk about. We hit a pod. I'm here to pod.
Yeah, I'm
What
here
else
to
am I
pod.
here to pod. Where's the energy at? Where we at?
So,
What we got? What's y'all's list? Let's go.
on my list. Well, so
You either do
first,
lists or
before I
shots?
get into too much of this, I do want to bring up
I love
the best verses so far.
I'll talk verses.
Jesus versus
You
Gucci.
said Jesus?
Yeah.
Jeezy, yeah, Jesus.
Oh, Jesus. I was like, what?
He might as well been Jesus that
He
night.
was like, "Yo, let's make peace." You know, like.
Yeah, no, so check it. So, real quick, just to give, because I don't think Dan or Alex know the full thing, so I'm going to do a very quick overview. So, Jeezy and Gucci Mane, they go way back. They're both rappers from Atlanta. Their beef stemmed all the way because they were really cool. They did a song together called Icy. Ended up being the very first song either one of them had hit top 100. It ended up going up to like number 42. Pretty big for them, you know, especially in the South. It was played heavy. Well, where the beef stems from is originally Jeezy thought the song was going to be on his album, and the song ended up being on Gucci Mane's album. So it was like Gucci Mane featuring Jeezy, and he thought it was going to be the other way. Sounds petty, but like when it's a number one hit and stuff, like
Well, it's the first number one, so it makes sense.
so like
Understandable.
it matters a little bit. But so it started off petty like that, but then it started going like back and forth. They're both street dudes. Jeezy comes out with a song where basically he openly come out and says, "I'll give 10K to anyone who snatches Gucci Mane's necklace."
No.
But also in the song, like the song is called "Stay Loaded," and basically so it's implying like he doesn't directly like put a hit out on Gucci, but like he's kind of implying like, "Yo, get this guy and I'll hook you up." Well, a couple months later, Gucci Mane is in an apartment or whatever, chilling with this girl. Out of nowhere, no, it's not necessarily his house. He's just somewhere, not necessarily a secure
about the time
place.
where like 5 motherfuckers came in and
No, yeah, and so a bunch of dudes came in where they're trying to rob him of his chain. They pulled guns on him. Ends up turning into a shootout. Gucci shoots one of them. Everyone dispersed. Gucci and his girl's all right. That guy is found at a high school, bleeding out, dies. Turns out it was a dude named Little Puka or something like that, and he was Jeezy's homie and label mate. And so it turned into the whole thing. Gucci dropped multiple songs where he was like, "Go dig up your dead homie and see what he has to say," and like
yeah, that was
very
one
disrespectful.
of the
Because
big ones.
Gucci ended up getting off clean because Atlanta or Georgia has a self-defense law, so he didn't go to jail or anything. So they've had beef for 15 years. And one quick thing that I thought that was really interesting, because so they end up doing this versus. No one expected it, just because of like how strong the beef is. It starts out, Gucci goes first, right? And he immediately is playing a song where he talks about fucking killing Jeezy's homie. And at the very end of it, he's like, "Yeah, we smoking Puka pack tonight." And like that's the thing rappers love to do, is say they're smoking the dead person's pack or whatever. I don't know. And Jeezy's like trying to talk to him, and he's like, nah, I don't want to talk.
Well, it's because that guy got smoked.
Yeah.
So-
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I never really thought of that. That makes a lot of sense. I feel stupid. Thank
At
you.
least that's what I'm assuming.
Yeah, no, that makes so much sense. But so Jeezy, like, he comes in and he's like talking really real, and he's like, "Look, that happened. It sucks. I know, like, we have this. I should still have this hatred. Like, I know this like tarnishes like my legacy or whatever. But this is about more than us. Like, this is for the culture. We're still having young rappers die regularly because they're still living that hood shit. We're rich black men. Like, we don't need to be killing each other. Like, we did all this to get out of the streets."
Yeah.
He's talking about King Von, Pop Smoke. He's like, "We're doing this for them. So whatever, like, I'm trying to move on, and even if it tarnishes my image, like, that's what we're here for. This isn't for the beef." And then he immediately, and he's like, "And you want to know why?" And then he like drops and just goes immediately into one of his like hit songs, and it was just like so fire and just so like on the money. And then it was great because throughout the verses, Gucci just kept playing disrespectful after disrespectful fucking song, just like not even hit songs, just songs like dissing Jeezy, and then Jeezy's just dropping hit after hit that like went platinum and shit. So like, it just looked better in the sense like he had the hit songs. It looked like he was taking the higher road. But then, so the real cool thing is by the end of it, Gucci gets on and he's like, look, we still have our differences. We're still not like, you know, super cool or whatever, but I appreciate you extending the olive branch and me accepting it or whatever. And then they do the song Icy together to close it out. So it was a really beautiful, because like, I wouldn't expect it. And, because here's the thing I'm torn on, is that, and from you guys outside, without even like knowing a lot about the artist, I want to hear what you have to think. So, I love how mature Jeezy was with it, and you could tell he was a changed, like, thought-out man. Like, he's really, like, trying to move past the shit, and he's willing to take his own ego aside to, like, do something. But on the flip side, I totally understand Gucci fucking being like, fuck you. You sent dudes to fucking rob and potentially kill me. Like, I don't regret what I did. Like, you put that on your homie. Like, you should have came and faced me. Like, I understand him, like, and so this was a point I wanted to make. When Jeezy was doing his thing, he was like, this happened 20 years ago. And immediately Gucci interrupts him. And he's like, nah, it was 15. And Jeezy's like, ah, yeah, 15, 20, whatever. And Gucci's like, nah, it was 15. And, like, that resonated with me in the sense of, someone came to try to murder you. And, like, even if he's a gangster, like, can you imagine that trauma of having to kill a man to protect your own life, like, and have to think that instantly? Gangster or not, like, that's gonna keep you up at night. And so, damn straight, I bet Gucci has that exact date, probably time, fucking down etched in his brain. So,
I'm sure he has nightmares about it almost.
I mean,
so when
so
Jeezy says 20 years and adds
someone.
5 years to it, I could see him taking offense and be like, nah, you don't get to change the time frame. Like, I've had to live with this every day.
It's not even the sense of the fact that he had to kill somebody, because I'm sure that's easy. Let's be honest.
Well, not only was he hunted, he also had to take a life.
Well, and
he wasn't
it's the thing. It's the hunted that got him. It's the fact that somebody tried to kill him. That's the thing that's always going to remember him. It's not the fact that he had to go ahead and pull the trigger. Come on now. That's not going to live with you, especially if you're experienced in that type of life. It's only going to be when somebody tries to kill you, especially in your home or apartment, whatever the fuck you said down. I don't remember.
Yeah, it was an apartment.
Apartment. So yeah, I mean, yeah, that's gonna stick with you. But plus, honestly, I think that's disrespectful on Jeezy's part, because he should know the exact date that his homie died. So at that point in time, I see Gucci getting pissed and be like, it's 15 years, because you should know when your fucking homie
and that's
died.
the thing is,
And that's my deal about that. You should know when your fucking
there's
homie
other
died.
rappers who have beef with Jeezy, like Freddie Gibbs, who was like criticizing Jeezy for even doing the verses, because he's like, oh, he killed your homie, like, how are you doing a verses with him? Like, you should be, you know, shooting on sight. And I think that's a very immature way to look at it.
Well, that is. But for the fact that Jeezy's the way that he's, you know, accepting and being like, you know what, fuck this shit, this is old shit, let's come together and like fix this shit. That's already a mature and already a positive thing that most of these fucking musicians don't even do as role models. And for Gucci to accept that, I mean, it probably took time, but for him to accept that...
it took him throughout the battle to, like, realize, because I think that was a lot of it, is that he came there with those emotions weren't going to change, and I think, like, it was almost therapy for him, too, to, like, put all those diss songs out, and he was, like, right there, and he was, like, looking him in the eye as those songs were playing, like... I could see that being therapeutic for him, too, and he's like, look, I don't want to move past this, but clearly you are, and, like... Gucci knows better. Like, he's not gonna murder. Like I said, they're both very rich, successful fucking dudes.
Changed people too. They're a lot different.
Yeah. Gucci's completely different. Jeezy's like, it's silly. It really is to like hold on to something for that long.
And it's not like they had to be best friends.
Right. Yeah. They don't have to like make an album together.
Like,
they can just acknowledge that shit happened, whatever. But they're both successful dudes in Atlanta who are role models.
Yeah.
And here's the cool thing that a lot of people are talking about is, like, think about the relief, especially if you're a big fan of, like, Atlantean or, like, Southern rap. You almost had to choose a side. Like, you couldn't be like, oh, I like Jeezy and Gucci, you know?
Right.
Now you can listen to both of them and not feel like you're portraying an artist of being, like, fake in a certain way, you know?
It's hard because in that sense of, I don't want to say culture, but when you pick a side of both people that are in that streets, you got people that are gonna, you know, take that shit real. and take that shit to the streets. And people are going to die from that. So in a sense, you have to be careful of who you choose because you don't want to be on the other side and end up being on the other side of that barrel too. So I mean, it's hard.
Yeah, no, yeah,
So,
it's
and
definitely hard choosing sides.
Well, it had a cultural impact too. It was kind of like big
Oh, yeah.
in Tupac, man. Like there were literally kids on Jeezy or Gucci side, and they were fighting. And seriously, I think maybe even taking lives. Who knows? Like shit can get
Hell,
real hefty.
the whole thing with King Von, like Quando Rondo had to cancel all of his upcoming like tour shit.
In complete defense.
Well, yeah. He also said that he was just in the car chilling.
Well, right, no,
King
and
Von
that was the thing.
and the whole crew just kind of.
Yeah, and so and his homie did what the homie's supposed to do. You know, you think your dude's about to be in danger, you fucking handle it.
Especially when you're in that pocket.
And especially when you go end up against someone, no offense, such as King Von, with a history and experience of killing motherfuckers.
Yeah, no, and here's the thing. Yeah, he was a stone-blooded killer.
Yeah,
like it's
straight
well
up.
known.
People, like
So, like, don't get me wrong, I love the artist, rest in peace, but still, he was a vicious one. Like, I wouldn't risk that. That's for sure.
Like, I never want to say they had it coming because nobody ever
No,
had that
okay,
coming.
no.
But at the same time, listen, don't object yet. At the same time, when you put your music out and say how you're a bad motherfucker and all that shit and that you're down to kill, which he straight up was, and you go out and have beef, at that point in time you're already setting yourself up to die. Whether or not
That
you
sounds
have
like having it coming.
But at the
All I'm saying is check this. He repeatedly was dissing FBG Duck and talking shit about FBG Duck's dead homie and how he deserved it, and then FBG Duck died, and then he even was like, well, that's right, like, didn't feel any pity. He was like, he had it coming. Like, you keep that energy and you keep doing those kind of things, you only can get lucky so many times. Think about how many shootouts he's had
that's
before.
literally exactly what I said.
Like,
you only get so lucky.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're a
Yeah.
successful rapper and you have all these shooters and all these other people behind. Like,
Well, the thing is, like,
Achilles got hit in his heel once and was done.
exactly, yeah. And he fought in a lot of shit. But
Yeah,
eventually
and
they
that's
all
what I'm
go down,
saying,
yeah.
you know? You can only go so many times dancing with the devil.
You killed fucking Hector.
Yeah. So, I don't know. So I thought it was amazing. I definitely think Jeezy won that versus, and then he just followed it up, baller move, dropped his new album, very dope album, then had an interview with Charlemagne the very next morning talking about everything. Like, he strategically played that shit so fucking gangster that, like, he won for sure. And I want to mention real quick, dude, all these old school rappers, they're kind of having a renaissance this year. You know, started, Busta Rhymes had a really successful album. And I'm now waiting, let's see, maybe Nas drops something. Jay-Z doesn't need a renaissance. But I think it's starting to show that old school rappers can still exist. Because a lot of these new school ones, they're the ones falling off. Like, you're seeing people like Smoke Perp not even sell 5,000. I fuck with them and I'm sad for it. Comethazine didn't even do 4,000. A lot of these new school rappers, they're struggling.
Yeah.
Because they don't know what to do.
Well, no, part of it, you have to give credit for this, is Billboard is no longer counting bundles. So, like, if you sell, like, merch or, like...
Really?
they're not counting it because a lot of artists were inflating it.
Oh.
So, that automatically,
sucks.
now they have to change shit up. They also now don't have, like, live shows, so you can't even sell, like... I don't know necessarily, I would have to look into it more, but does Billboard still count, like, if you sell a CD with a ticket to a concert, or does that count as a bundle?
It's just straight the CD now.
Okay.
So the hard thing with it was that they were counting, when it was a bundle, it wasn't necessarily like, it was like the CD in the bundle, but like the bundle was almost equating to another CD. So they got rid of that.
Right.
So you have to buy both, and they're not like...
You can't get a discount on the CD just for doing, right? Is that
It
the
wasn't
sort
so
of
much
thing?
the CD thing, but how they were counting the units. So like the sweatshirt was kind of being counted as a CD.
Right, okay.
It wasn't so much a pricing thing, it was just, you saw
Literally,
those,
yeah. And
But because it was bundled with the thing, like, because you bought the shirt, and then you got the CD, it was like how they did it. Instead of buying the CD and then getting a merch.
see, the one thing, like,
You had to directly
just
buy
play
the
devil's
CD.
advocate with it, I totally get why, like, they don't do that, but the thing I would argue is, You had to have liked that album a lot to have bought the sweatshirt that has
but
that
when
album.
you're buying the shirt and getting the CD for free,
Right.
technically,
I totally see what you're saying.
even if it's a $100 hoodie,
Technically.
So, I mean, if they did, you buy the album and then you get half off a sweatshirt or a free sweatshirt or something like that, sure. But
the fact that it's just in there for free and they're gonna count it.
I think that was more the lines where they were going. I'm not quite.
But yeah,
quite sure.
I think a lot of like these, because like the J. Cole's, the Kendricks, the Drakes, they're still gonna fucking do great. But a lot of these smaller artists,
they're gonna be okay.
Yeah, but a lot of these smaller artists, they're gonna struggle to even hit 100K in 1 week.
Yeah, well, that's why they're doing the deluxes, and they're coming out with all these singles, and everyone's constantly dropping, and they're staying viral. They're constantly spacing things out. They're constantly in your face, and you're still there, and they're getting more revenue from other things. Like Blueface has his mansion with all the girls living in the house, and
he has like a Playboy Bunny thing kind of going on.
Yeah,
dude,
but he's been
yeah.
doing his whole like reality show thing,
Yeah,
right?
he's been doing a
Yeah.
lot.
So wow,
Dude,
he's completely
and the
doing
whole-
something
I've
other
been
than
I've been
music.
trying to watch that shit.
Oh, dude, you gotta follow some stuff. I haven't seen like too much.
I've seen a little bit. It's
And
crazy,
then I've
dude.
seen the No Jumper exclusives, and they kind of like went through it, and they got to check it all out. Dude, the shit is ill. But I think they're competing for the dude's love, but he's also like, yo, I'm like not there. I'm not fucking any of these ladies.
I know.
Like, I'm not paying attention to them. They haven't even met me, half of them. Like,
Do you want to hear
Wild
something
now.
funny?
Not
My
really.
uncle, who's like a middle-aged 40-year-old white dude who loves country music, he knows No Jumper and Adam 22.
what?
Simply because I love hip hop and
Yeah.
his girlfriend, she likes a lot of like mainstream hip hop and whatnot. She apparently also follows No Jumper, and because both me and her do, and we're like two of the people he interacts with the most, Facebook recommends it to him. And especially the thing that like the very first like clip he got recommended was the one of the chick who went on and was talking about how she gave head to 7 of the Phoenix Suns NBA players.
Oh, yeah, what's her take?
Because that combines hip hop and then sports.
Yeah.
And so Facebook was like, this is the perfect thing to send to this 45-year-old white guy.
We know you're horny and like sports.
Yeah, and
For what
so
and for whom, it does not matter.
and then my uncle was very intrigued, and I was like, oh yeah, the guy who hosts that, he does porn too. So I didn't straight advise it, but I'm sure my uncle's looked it up since then.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's crazy though.
So Facebook,
Yeah.
bringing us all
Coming through.
together by stealing our info. So real quick, to transition into slowly, still with rappers though, but basketball related. Sheck West, man, fucking genius.
Tell everyone else too.
Okay,
Don't tear me down.
so
And
Sheck
do
West,
one.
right? So he's a rapper. He did the song Mo Bamba. So who was also, that's like his cousin or something, and he ended up becoming a basketball player.
What?
Yeah, Mo.
Cousin?
Yeah, I want to say they're cousins.
Oh,
They at least grew
shit.
up together, at the very
Okay.
least. But I'm pretty sure that
That's
they were like
crazy.
cousins.
Okay.
And he does a song, Dude Gets Drafted, or whatever. So Sheck West, he's pretty good at hooping too. He played a lot. He just doesn't have, that height or that size really necessarily. But he openly came out and said, it was always my dream to rap and also be in the NBA and everything. And he's like, he basically came out and he was like, I officially declared for the draft. It's an honor. I'm super excited. So it started a whole, it was kind of a meme thing, but it was enough to go viral. Or, it was funny, even when I was, watching the NBA draft, through a YouTube thing, there were people spamming the chat, being like, Sheck West, hoping that Sheck West would get drafted. He clearly wasn't, because, he didn't even declare, so, here's the thing. Jared looked it up. Because at first I was like, can anyone declare for the draft? No, you have to make a written, you just have to make a written statement 60 days before, including what was it, your name, your age, where you're from.
The state, and if you meet all of the requirements.
Yeah, but as long as you meet all of that and you state it all in a written thing, you can officially declare for it. So, no one was realistically going to draft him. But the simple fact was, it was a win-win, because either someone drafted him, and then dope, that's cool. But then, this is what he did. At the very end, he was like, well, I guess I'll try out next year, or whatever. And then he drops a song, and the song is called Still Ballin', in parentheses, 2020 NBA Draft. And, the beginning of the song is a parody of Kyrie Irving's, Uncle Drew. where he looks like he's just like an old guy, and he's like, remember when I was drafted in the 2020 NBA draft? It's just fucking hilarious. The song's pretty banging, but like just because he tied it with that, it blew up like instantly. Got like 1 million fucking views like within the first day, and like I just love like the marketing genius that he had to think 60 days out to like declare for the draft, but not like make it official, and then come out.
That when he declared that nobody was being drafted, and he knew, it's like, let me come up with something then.
Right, and so I don't know. I just think it was fucking genius. Because, like, no matter what, he won.
Yeah. True.
But I'm just saying, like, if I had, like, the 55th pick or something, like, a pick that, like, I knew probably wasn't going to be anyone, I would, and, like, say you were, like, Charlotte or something, or better yet, the Knicks, because Sheck West is from New York. Bam! You now have a guy to perform at halftime all the time, like, and just the social media hype, like, yeah, you throw him in for 1 minute at the end of garbage time, people are going to go fucking crazy. I would do it for the memes.
I mean, unless he can actually ball. I mean, if you have...
No, so they showed, like, he uploaded, like, in the music video, too, it shows him, like, he can hoop.
Oh,
He's not, like, bad. I don't know if he's NBA good, because you can make any, like, you know, highlight clip of someone making shots in a row to, like, make them look good.
Yeah.
That doesn't necessarily mean they can do that against a 6'7" dude in real
I
life.
don't know, man. Daylight's looking pretty good out there. Have you seen his shots?
No, Daylight, too?
Look up his Instagram, Daylight 99 overall, OVR. And, yeah, he's up there just three, fucking dunking on motherfuckers.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, dang.
Okay,
So,
maybe not dunking. I'm
get
not sure.
Sheck West,
Yeah.
J. Cole, Daylight. Fuck, Shaq, he's still a rapper and a basketball player. And,
Get a little pump for
and
point
Damian
guard.
Lillard. Bam, you got your starting five right there. You got every
Oh, yeah,
position,
'cause Damian
too.
Lillard can rap. Okay. Blending them. I like it. Yeah, what was Shaq's name? Big Diesel, something like that?
Yeah, Big Diesel.
Yeah, Big Diesel.
I mean, that was his...
Miami Heat.
Yeah.
Yo, speaking of Big Diesel. Oh, no, wait, you had some weird transitioning, too. Never mind.
Oh, no, no, you can translate that because I'm about to go into we'll start on the basketball shit, is what I was
Okay.
translating that to.
I was going to lift off for possibly weed review. Smoking.
Weed review.
Possibly.
Oh, yeah, let's do that first,
Or
yeah, because
do
that's
we
going to be
do
longer, yeah.
basketball?
I'd much prefer that first, yeah.
Holy shit, I'm so high, I'm not sure if I'm capable.
I think
That's
we need
the
to
weed
learn
review,
in
folks.
person, yeah. What you high on, homie?
There
What
we
you
go.
got?
Alright,
I
well,
see-
this is
I
what we've
see
been
stuff.
smoking on right now.
What are we getting?
So it's a green dot cartridge
Yeah.
on an ooze pen.
Did it come with the ooze pen?
No, I actually had this. I bought this at your shop, the shop that you sold.
Oh, damn, tight.
So, yeah, lemon reef. What's the THC percentage?
Sativa, indica, hybrid.
It's a hybrid. I think it's sativa dominant.
It's got a good kick to it. I like
Yeah,
it.
it does, don't sure.
Yeah.
No, it's got a nice taste to it, and I normally don't vape. You know, I'm not like a huge vape at all.
Mhm.
But this
It's a
is,
what, a half gram?
Yeah, half gram. Yeah. But yeah, it fucking tastes really good. Hits hard. It's a like, it's sort of like a really big, like a body high, but you do get a little energy boost. I feel.
Nice.
I feel that, yeah,
I
no,
like
for
it.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it comes through pretty clean too. I took a huge hit and then
Yeah,
I exhaled.
it
I was
is
like,
pretty
oh,
clean.
that was a lot more
Very
than I
clean.
thought.
Yep.
Where'd you get it at?
Kind Love.
Kind of nice. I haven't
Colorado
been
and
there.
Alameda.
Nice.
Which, oddly enough, was the first weed store I've ever been to when I
Yo,
visited
what?
Colorado in 2016.
Oh, wow.
Hey.
Hey,
That's
full
history there.
circle, full
Yeah.
circle. I
Yeah.
like it.
No, they're really good. They have really good top shelf bud,
Nice.
which I have some here.
There you go.
See, I'm a big flower guy.
So we're smoking on GMO cookies right now. This joint,
okay.
really light.
I'm a cookie monster today, y'all.
Got Triangle Kush.
Illuminati style. Okay.
Illuminati,
Okay.
yeah. And then this shit, Alien Rock Candy.
Ooh.
This shit is like-
That one's for the cosmos, man.
So my homie Justin described it as like it pairs well with like wine and a steak.
Okay.
Ah.
Like connoisseur style. So this shit's like really good. This shit gets you fucking like
Do the alien
lick
steaks.
you.
It came down.
You believe like if you are susceptible enough, you can hallucinate to believe that aliens are taking you and probing
But
you.
really, it's just me probing you.
Of course.
No, it's Michael Dorval.
Death?
It's Michael Dorval fisting your asshole.
Oh, yeah, because once he does it once, he
in a
just
bike
can't
shop, in a
stop.
bike shop in a shack in Mexico.
Yo.
Yo, that is an amazing horror film.
Yeah.
And it's just him with his
Oh.
smile.
Yeah, dude, oh my god, Michael's just tripping the whole, like, he's just in a perpetual acid trip that turns him into a psychotic,
This is going
And
crazy.
he just keeps saying bike shop, bike shop.
bike shop, bike shop, bike
And
shop,
it's like
bike shop.
Groundhog Day, but with different people, but he thinks those people are the same people every time, like in Groundhog Day.
And at the end,
Yeah.
towards the end, you see he has a whole bike made out of, like, human parts. Fully functional and everything.
A fully functional.
The feet are literally someone's feet, like the pedals.
Hey, for real though, that's some good weed though. It's not bad.
Oh yeah.
Yo, shout out to all the states that have legalized and or working on
Hell yeah.
getting this happening.
Dude,
Ace is excited about it.
Oh, also,
Ace, they
oh, this is big news. Mexico just legalized weed.
what?
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought they already were relatively chill with it, but
No.
like the fact that it's officially legal. No, they weren't.
I don't. No, I think in some places you can get in a lot of trouble, or you could get in a lot of trouble.
Okay.
For having any marijuana like amount at all. You know.
Okay, so that's cool. That
It gives
it's
the police a reason to harass, especially like tourists. You know, especially Americans. You know.
Yeah, see, no, and that's the one thing I hate. Like,
That's what I
don't
think.
get
I
me wrong,
never
I
really
appreciate that like the states are allowed to decide, and just because Colorado was one of the first to like legalize weed and shit.
And we got some good weed too. Let's
But
be honest.
yeah, so it just sucks that because of that, you try to go to a neighboring city. I remember there was an issue early on where like Colorado license plates would be targeted just for that.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah,
And like that's such a stupid thing. Like especially if like you legit use weed as a medicine or something like that, you could be harassed just because you're traveling to visit family or something.
Every
Yeah.
time I smoke, I use it for medicine.
Okay.
Please.
But I'm saying like legit, like people who like they even have like CBD dominant, like they don't even get high with
and
it.
not
Just
everyone coming from Colorado is donkeying a bunch of fucking weed back and forth.
right, they might just have their own personal, stuff to keep them going during the trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they got Subarus for a reason. They're not just using it here in Colorado. Like
Like,
they're going cross country with it.
Yeah, and I think that's like so dumb how you could literally or say like weed's just such a regular part of your life, like you just have a regular emergency joint, in the dashboard or something that you don't even think about.
I feel like if you only have like a fucking just like a joint though, like an emergency joint, like
No, but that's the
That's-
thing.
like,
You
come
go
on
through
now.
some place like Texas, that's still enough to get you fucking in trouble. So, but that's the cool thing is, so Texas, they're talking about decriminalizing it there, so at least you just get like a fine you'd have to pay. But it's because apparently even in Texas, I want to say it was 80%, but that sounds really high. But it was at least 60% of all Texans were like, yeah, weed should be at least legal.
Yeah.
And that's from Texas. I never thought I'd hear like over 50% of Texans be like, yeah, just give us our weed, man.
Yeah.
I think people are wising up to it, and especially now that the economy is like kind of dog shit.
oh,
With Corona.
No,
like,
no, and that was the whole thing with
and
Texas.
it's speculated that the federal government will push forward, rescheduling cannabis as a not Schedule 1.
Right, no, because that was the whole reason, actually, now that you remind me that Texas was doing it, is because some of their shit is just flat out broke. They need money. And they realize, if we legalize weed, especially in Texas, like, people think, in certain states, the weed is taxed bad there. Shit, I bet in Texas it's going to be like $50 an eighth.
don't realize
And people will
that.
still buy it.
Yeah.
Like these motherfuckers don't realize that weed is a multi-billion-dollar business. Like really.
No, that's what I'm saying. They're starting
Yeah.
to see all the
They're
states
starting to
make
to see the money.
millions of dollars
not
just
the
on
weed.
taxes. They don't even have to
They're seeing
do
the wrong
anything.
grain.
And on top of it, they're saving money because now they're not having to spend all this money throwing fucking potheads in jail. Like, that costs way more money than it makes.
Damn straight it did.
How stupid is it though that it's like, oh hey, you know what? We're in debt. Where can we get money from? Well, everyone else is doing this. Fuck it. For the money, I guess.
No, and especially, like, the money goes to the schools. We're like, I guess the only way we can educate the children is if we have the stoners do it.
No shit.
Speaking of stoners, it sounds like the draft has been some Rolling Stones lately. What's happening?
The draft.
Okay, no, alright.
The
Well,
draft.
I'm saying
The draft, I'm gonna...
is what I
Don't
mean.
even get me
I mean,
Why
started
did
on
you
the
go for
draft.
the draft?
I did research
Let's get into
before
it.
the draft. Had a
Alright,
top
Alex,
five.
yeah. What
Let
was
me
your top
tell you,
five? What was your top
The
five?
most underrated player in that draft, Sadiq Bey. That man can play defense and score.
Well, real quick, tell us, what was, before it happened, what was your top five? Like, how
Well,
did
I
you
already
think it was
knew
gonna go?
Anthony Edwards was going number one.
Okay, which is what happened.
I already knew James Wiseman was going number two. Got it
To
already.
the Warriors.
I did not think, because I did research that, because Charlotte, I did not think that they had like more guards than forwards and centers. So they chose LaMelo Ball as a guard. Fine, whatever, that's not what I chose. And then they chose
The Bulls.
some other motherfuckers that I didn't even know. That was a big fucking
No,
surprise.
so, his name, it was like Jake Robinson or something
Isaac
like that.
Isaac something or something.
No, it was like,
Isaac Newton?
no.
Come on.
It was, I want to say it was, here, hold up. Let me get his exact name. But he is right, though. So at number 4, the Bulls were originally expected to take Demi Adjavi. And
That's
he's
not
like,
even who I had. I had.
okay, but I'm
LaMelo
saying, like,
at four.
most, no, LaMelo was going top 3 no matter what. And the
I
reason
felt
I'm
like
arguing
I
with
was-
that
yeah, I mean,
is the reason why Charlotte took, even though they have the guards, when you have a player who is projected as his ceiling being an all-star, even if you have multiple guys at that position, when you're taking a top 3 pick, you go
you
for
have to
talent
take it.
over fit.
That's ridiculous.
Regardless. And apparently Michael Jordan, who's the owner
Yeah.
and GM of them,
James Jordan.
he loved them. Loved LaMelo. So
Great.
if he falls in love with the player, he's gonna take him.
Fair enough.
So I get that. So
I saw him at 4th because Chicago really. I mean, Kobe White's good, but LaMelo Ball on with Levine, it would just blow the whole goddamn book. But that's me personally. That's yeah,
Patrick Williams, he was number 4, and
Yeah,
no
this
one was
dude.
expecting that. This dude was supposed to be like
a top 15
11, yeah.
pick at
But-
best.
But apparently he did really good in his workouts, and so the Bulls just liked him. They thought he would contribute. Here's the thing: there's so many players that, and that's the thing that cracks me up, and that's
I believe
why.
he was ranked actually 25th.
No, he was projected to go top 50.
No, I believe in college he was ranked like
But
25th in his.
the whole thing is you have to realize Kobe, Devin Booker, Giannis, those were all players picked outside the top 10. And they're now considered some of the best players, like, either to have ever lived or currently in the thing. So, we don't know until we see these guys fucking play. That's really what it comes down to.
I mean, LaMelo's good. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, I
It-
don't think
it
he's
all
a fit
depends.
for Charlotte.
It all depends.
That's me.
Here's the
personally.
thing, you could argue that, he has those 2 guards, he has 2 really good mentors to teach him how to do shit.
I guess so. If you want to put it that way, I guess.
So, no, because that's what I'm saying. A lot of it, like, yes, some players are sleepers and they're
he
destined to be
has
good.
no all-stars.
but a lot of
teach
it-
him how to be an all-star in the NBA.
Doesn't necessarily be an all-star. Maybe he just needs
Do
to know
you think
fundamentals.
Michael Jordan's really mentoring him though? Like
No,
for
Please,
basketball?
probably
yeah,
not.
exactly.
No, the only
exactly.
way I
Michael
argue
Jordan,
that-
he's super hands off. I would imagine.
He
As
sometimes
an
shows up to games with, like, practice
Did you
with
see
the
him
issue.
yell at what was it, Malik Monk? That was ridiculous. I mean, I understand Malik Monk did something,
It's
but
also Michael Jordan, and that's also the owner slash.
understandable. Understand it's
Probably
Michael
gonna get
Jordan,
yelled
but
at.
damn.
And then
Like,
also-
what do you do though?
The other reason
He,
you have to
like,
realize the
I think he
Hornets...
missed I think he took a stupid ass shot that was really like he kind of deserved it, but I mean,
Okay.
Yeah,
for the
Michael-
owner, I mean, I because it is MJ though. He's very competitive,
Yeah.
so I mean, I do understand at that point.
Yeah.
And you have to understand also the Hornets, they've always had one of the lowest attendances. So they want to get that big name, LaMelo Ball. Some people are going to come just to see him, just to see, like, oh, how is this ball guy doing, you know?
Yeah, but did you see what they put as their weakness? on the NBA.com site?
No.
They literally put that their actual win to lose ratio was better than their predicted. They were predicted to lose more games and they did better, so that's inconsistent. That was their weakness. So I don't know how adding LaMelo Ball is going to add that consistency, but I guess we'll see. I don't want to judge.
You want to know how? Because we're about to get into it. No, because that's pretty much all I want to talk about on the draft. Because all of everything, like I said, is speculation. We're not going to know until we see these guys play.
Well, we're
A
not
lot
going
of
to
these
see
guys-
until December.
Yeah, because the NBA starts up
Yes,
December
I wanted to say
22nd,
that.
baby.
Yes, exactly. December 22nd is when the
Month
NBA
away.
starts again. And can I start it?
As long as you don't start with, I want to save the
I
Nuggets,
was literally about
Philly
to say.
thing.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
But Klay Thompson out for this up and coming season. Injury.
Tore his other
And apparently
ACL.
the Warriors had a max deal on him, so
I mean, yeah, you
That's
give a
gonna be
max
great.
contract to a guy like him.
yeah, but he's been out for 2 seasons already.
Right, but you can't
No.
predict that he's going to tear his other
It
ACL.
don't matter what happened to Rose when he did that.
Okay,
Come on.
the Nets signed Kevin Durant to a max contract, and he had a torn ACL, and he's
Okay.
about to come back.
We'll see.
My
We'll
whole
see.
thing is,
We'll see,
when
I
it's an
guess.
all-star player like that, you take the risk. You show them that you have faith in them,
Yeah, but you
because that's how you get them to
2
resign.
years though, 2 years of injury though. That's 2 years without playing.
Okay, but if he doesn't
He
have
didn't
that
even play in
injury-
the playoffs.
I'm just saying, you have no way of knowing that. So, yeah, hindsight 2020. But if he came back this year, then that was a no-brainer.
Okay, we'll see.
You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
I guess we'll see. You're right.
No,
you're
no,
right,
he's done now.
absolutely.
He's done now. It's
That's
now
what-
a bad contract.
That's what I'm saying.
But I'm
It's
saying
tough.
they had no way of knowing that.
Okay, fair enough. But I'm just saying, at best, they might have to, if they can trade him or do
I mean,
something.
they can't trade him at least this whole year.
Yeah, so I guess next year try to do something, trade him or something, because it's
So,
unless
you realize
he comes back.
So, did
But,
you
I
see
mean-
what the Warriors did in response to him being injured?
No what?
They traded for Kelly Oubre.
Oh yeah, well
So,
yeah.
hold on. So,
I was gonna.
here's the crazy thing. So, I'm going to start this off preference. So, the Oklahoma City Thunder, their GM is just going into fuck it mode. Give me every single draft pick possible. And so, he's just being the facilitator. And so, they had Chris Paul, right? Traded Chris Paul
No,
to the Phoenix Suns.
Oh,
Got a draft pick. Got Kelly Oubre Jr., got Ricky Rubio. They got like just a bunch of random pieces. All they cared about was a draft pick. Because immediately, then they took Kelly Oubre Jr., flipped him to the Warriors, and the Warriors sent back a draft pick. Then they took Ricky Rubio and guys, flipped that to the Timberwolves, and got back draft picks. And it's funny because Ricky Rubio started with the Timberwolves. How awkward is that when you get like traded back to a team?
that you
Yeah, that they traded you, like, oh, we didn't want you, but
Hey, welcome
you're
back.
doing pretty good now. What's up, homie? And then the Thunder, then they traded Dennis Schroeder to the Lakers for a draft pick. And then they traded for Danny Green. And then they took Danny Green and flipped him to the 76ers. We'll get more on the 76ers later. To take back Al Horford's terrible contract. And who else did they take? I don't remember. They took someone else that like Philly didn't care about near as much. But
Richardson?
huh?
No, it wasn't Richardson, was it?
No. That was with the Mavericks.
Okay.
Yeah. Because then Philly. We'll get into Philly in a minute. Because Philly killed it. Philly did a good job.
Daryl Morey, man.
Yeah, former.
Great GM.
Mm-hmm.
Already-
Yeah. Do you want to?
Already. He had 3 weeks. Like, he literally...
Yeah.
made
Yeah.
his
Tell us,
deposit.
Dan. Tell us all the trades Philly did.
I can't even, like... I can't function right now. I'm just so high, I can't even... All I know
Alright.
is we have Seth Curry now.
Yeah. So the Mavericks traded Seth Curry for Josh Richardson, and I think Philly sent a draft pick.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, draft pick.
Yeah.
And so that I think is a win-win for both teams because yeah, Richardson was the better player, but Curry is the better shooter, and that's what they needed. Like Richardson didn't have enough of a role. There's too many like star players on Philly, so he wasn't getting enough touches compared to him in Dallas. He just has Luka and sometimes Porzingis. He can do a little bit more, but he gives defense to Dallas. So win-win there. To slightly go back to the draft, because I will know they drafted Maxley or something like that. Was his
Yeah,
name?
Maxwell. I think.
He's not a great shooter, but he's a great defender. They're saying he might be the Matisse Thybulle of this draft. So they might have drafted a really good defensive guy. They got rid of Horford, like I said, who was a terrible contract. I think they're under the luxury tax now, which saves them a lot of money. And they just have so much more flexibility. They brought in shooters. They got guys. They shedded guys who were bad. Like, this dude came in and immediately just transformed the team. So Philly's going to be dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking deadly. And they still have a chance if they want. They could trade Ben Simmons for James Harden.
That's not gonna happen.
Mm-mm.
That's not gonna.
Early on, F. Simmons and Embiid aren't doing well
He's
together.
going to Brooklyn. He's going to Brooklyn.
That's the
I
rumors.
hope not.
So, because James Harden has basically, I guess, came out and said that he wants to be traded. Allegedly, it hasn't been confirmed, but allegedly, sources that I credit Jared for providing to me, but it's because there's a lot of reasons, but a big reason is that the owner of the Rockets is a big Trump supporter, and James Harden is like actively against that. Again, James Harden hasn't openly came out and said it, so I can't say that's 100%, but the fact that that's even being thrown out there must mean something.
It's plausible.
And then Westbrook has basically been confirmed that he said he wants out.
Yeah.
And that has a ripple effect, because I guess there was only a couple teams who wanted him, and one of them was the Wizards. And so the Wizards apparently offered John Wall, and they were going back and forth with it.
John Wall's been
Apparently-
looking good, though.
No, so, and apparently the talks have stalled, but I guess John Wall's pissed off because, the Wizards said that they want to build around Bradley Beal. They didn't say Bradley Beal and John Wall, they just said Bradley Beal. And then he's hearing that they're trying to trade him. And so he basically came out as of today and told him, I don't want to be here.
Wow.
And here's my issue with that. This motherfucker has been out 2 years. Tore his ACL, right? Was recovering from it, was chilling in his house. Somehow, while just chilling in his house, re-tore the same ACL. Out another year. Like, that's the one job you have to do is not fuck that up, homie.
Right.
Just play on your PS4.
Just chill.
But out another year. He's about to come back. He's been looking good. Apparently, he's even
Ballin'.
playing scrimmage,
Ballin'.
like with Kevin Durant and
Oh, yeah.
all of them, and
Oh,
he's
yeah.
been doing well. But you can't just have literally not played for a team that just paid you $60 million fucking dollars for you to do nothing.
What did we just discuss about Thompson, though?
Yeah, but Thompson's
Is
not
that
asking
not
for a
the
trade.
same, though? He's been out for, what, 2-3 years now?
He will be once he comes back.
Exactly.
But I'm
And
saying,
that's
but
not-
Thompson's not asking for a trade.
Yeah, but Thompson got a max deal, though, so they're already going to be wasting
John
that
Wall
much amount
also
of
has a
money.
max deal.
That's what I'm saying, though. How is that not the same? That's exactly, just explain it to me. That's the exact same thing.
Because they weren't necessarily trying to trade him. They want to keep him.
Well, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
But
They're
the
keeping
Wizards
him.
are trying to trade him. So I get it. He feels personal about it, but also like, bruh, can you blame him? Like,
Understandable. Yeah, I mean, I would have been like, yeah, I have been out for almost 3 years now.
So what's crazy is no one was expecting this like offseason to be that insane, but you now have two former MVPs in Westbrook and Harden, both want to be traded, and a former All-Star in John Wall, who could return to form, but you don't know for sure. All three of them want to be traded. That can change like everything. Like honestly, if the Clippers really wanted, they could probably trade for John Wall. It's very, very risky, but they could do it. James
Do they have
Harden
the cap?
on the Nets, fucking GG.
Oh. Well, yeah, let's look at it. Kyrie, James Harden, Kevin Durant.
That's it. It doesn't even matter who else is on the team. But
Well, yeah, but I was going to say other people. But, I mean, they also have DeAndre, I believe, right?
here's the thing: they would have to trade a lot of those people.
Oh, yeah, in order to get Harden, of course. Some picks. Oh, yeah.
So the thing I need to lament on: the Nuggets.
Tell me what happened.
They got fucking fleeced by Detroit. So we had a lot of key free agents. Some of them I didn't care about us losing. So, for example, we lost Mason Plumlee, our backup center, to Detroit
Okay,
for
yeah.
$25 million, 3 years.
For what?
Nothing. He was a free agent. He just left, and we just
Okay,
didn't.
okay.
We didn't want to match that
Whatever.
money.
Okay, cool.
So I didn't care about that because
Yeah.
our rookie we drafted as a center. We have
Yes.
Bol, like no biggie.
Mhm.
Then Detroit, same team. They offered Jeremy fucking Grant,
Oh.
who was
Oh.
our top defender,
Oh.
who guarded LeBron,
Yeah.
guarded Kawhi Leonard,
Okay.
guarded Paul George. Like, he just played the best defense and could shoot for us.
He was a free agent, wasn't he?
He was. And they offered him
Fuck.
3 years, $60 million. The Nuggets matched it. They're like, yo, we'll give you the same money.
Good, yeah.
He still chose Detroit. And the reason why, apparently, is because he would get more of an offensive role in Detroit. Because the Nuggets, we have Murray, Jokic, Michael Porter. Like, he just wouldn't get to shoot the ball
Yeah,
as
but he-
much.
Okay.
So he'd rather be in Detroit, where they can offer him more possessions.
Mhm.
So a devastating blow.
Yeah.
Devastating for us. So the Nuggets then had to like regroup because we weren't expecting that at all. Everyone was thinking for sure the Nuggets were going to resign. So then they got J. Michael Green from the Clippers for like
So
17.
Michael Green?
Yeah, for like 17 mil. They re-signed Paul Millsap for 1 year, 10 mil. I'm okay with that. Originally, I didn't want
10
Paul
mil.
Millsap back, but for 10 million, 1 year, I'm cool with that.
Not bad.
We signed this other guy overseas. I'm not sure if I
Oh,
remember the
there's
name.
some Italian dude. Or
Yeah,
he
yeah.
played in.
That's all I got to say about the NBA. I'm excited for the season to start. Best believe Christmas Day. That's all I'm doing. So, go Nuggets.
Let's go. Whoa.
Go Sixers.
Nuggets Sixers
Let's go.
2021 NBA Finals.
That would be
That'd be
actually dope. Yeah. They both need one. Why not? Please.
Yeah.
Who do you think's gonna be in the top this coming year? I mean, I guess we'll have to see how everything turns out, huh? So this could really define.
As of right now,
we can change the whole
Lakers
thing.
still number one on the West.
If the Nets, well, I think Nets are gonna be top 3 no matter what. Top 3, top 5 no matter what.
No.
But
Number one. Who do you think is gonna be the number one on each
on
coast?
Western,
West and East.
West,
Number one
obviously Lakers. East, I want to say Boston, dude. Boston or
I don't.
Boston.
I forgot because I fuck with Boston. Jay fucks with Boston. Let me brief on them. They got Tristan Thompson
Yep.
from the
That
Cavs.
guy.
Okay.
Mhm.
Brad Wanamaker, you use him a lot too.
Yeah, yeah,
He
he
signed
does.
with the Warriors.
Okay.
They lost Hayward. I totally forgot this.
Oh,
Wait,
did
the
they?
Warriors lost.
No,
No,
the Celtics.
Boston,
Celtics.
Yeah. So Hayward, he had a $34 million 1 year deal. He apparently opted out of his contract, ended up signing with the fucking Hornets, MJ's team,
Oh.
for $120 million for 4 years.
LaMelo.
So $30 million 1 year. So you have
oh
LaMelo,
my God.
It's gonna be a mean
Terry
team.
Rozier, Gordon Hayward. They got some other fucking good guys in the draft.
Oh, that yeah.
And,
that's
and
gonna
here's the
be
thing.
nice.
I guess the Hornets back when
Think
Hayward
of that.
was on the Jazz, they tried to sign him, but he was a restricted free agent, and the Jazz matched it. So they've wanted him for years.
Wow. He just hasn't wanted to come
And
back
so
home.
here's the thing that really looks bad on the Celtics. And now back-to-back years, maxed out players have left them. Kyrie Irving left
They're
them.
gonna have to rebuild probably.
Wait.
Well, no. So here's the
wait,
thing.
wait.
They didn't necessarily need him. The Celtics went
Yeah,
all the
He's
way
strong,
to the
man.
conference
He's a good
finals
player.
with Hayward playing really shitty.
Tatum is so young. They need to rebuild around
No, and
Tatum.
and that's I think the
Facts.
reason why. That's my theory. The reason why a lot of these star players are leaving is the writing is on the wall so clearly that Tatum is the guy. Like with Kyrie Irving and Hayward, they're like,
well, let's
fuck
really
that.
get into it. Tatum, Smart, Brown.
right. And so that's
Oh
what
my
I'm saying.
God,
These
Tristan
other
Thompson
guys,
now.
they're like, oh, I'm not going to get the same love. Like, even though they're a talented player,
Mm-hmm.
because there's just all these other young, more impressionable guys. Plus, like, Boston fans are fucked up. And I know Hayward probably got a lot
They
of
hold
hate.
grudges. They hold grudges like motherfuckers.
And it's not his fault that he broke his leg on the very first game he played with them. Like, that was a freak accident. And it's not fair that he gets hate for that. And so I get him wanting to leave. It's just, it doesn't look good for the Celtics. It's definitely, the worst part is they didn't get anything for him. They just lost him. At least with Kyrie Irving, when we lost him, they did a sign and trade for Kemba. So we at least got a good guy back. Celtics just lost a fucking all-star player for nothing.
Right.
And they were really hoping to try to trade him for, like, Miles Turner or, like, a really good, decent dude.
Some decent trading at least.
So, I don't know. The Celtics, they at least got a good center in Tristan Thompson, but it definitely hurts to lose Hayward.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure, because that's your outside shooting mostly right there besides Kemba.
So, yeah. It's going to be interesting. I think Miami still might come out number 1 on the East. I think Philly, we'll have to see. They're going to be up there for a top 2, but I think Miami, they got that swagger. They got Jimmy Butler. They got Goran Dragic back. They drafted some good guys.
Tyler Hero.
Yeah. They were able to steal Avery Bradley, a defensive 3-point shooter guy from the Lakers. He fits their mold perfectly.
The Lakers and the Celtics, surprisingly.
No, that's the crazy thing, man, is all these starting teams, they're all trading role players.
Mm-hmm.
They're all just jumping to make more money. So here's the conspiracy theory I wanted to go on with it. Is you're now starting to see teams where if they're like a big market team like the Lakers, the Heat, you know, these really popular, successful teams, where here's what they do. They say, hey, are you, you know, a former all-star or like glorified player, but you never won a ring, but you still are kind of talented? Come play for us for 1 year, you know, we'll pay you shit. But guess what? We'll give you a really good role, and you get to play with LeBron and Anthony Davis. They'll do all the hard work. And if we lose, it's their fault.
But if they win, you get a ring. So
you get a ring, and every other team is going to offer you more money than you're worth. Do you think Rondo's worth $15 million? No,
I don't
I'm
think
sorry.
That's
He's
not a
not.
conspiracy. That's definitely what they do for sure. That's definitely what they do for sure.
Well, I'm just noticing it more and more. Like,
yeah,
yes,
no,
it's
that's
something they've
definitely
always
what they
done.
do for sure. Of course,
But
yeah.
just I'm seeing how much these teams are just flipping guys like so quickly.
It just depends on whether or not how you worked out with the team. Like if they believe that you are well enough to where you have a future, then yeah, they'll put you at a role to where you suck now and offer you shit. But if you get that championship old playoff shit better than what they originally were, you're gonna get.
It
way
just
more
sucks
money.
because then you got guys like the Nuggets where, dude, Jeremy Grant had the best chance to win a ring ever with us. He's not winning a ring in Detroit.
No,
it's not happening. But he chose more his own personal stats
Detroit
and legacy.
It's a little disrespectful for
no, that's what I'm saying.
drafting a guard.
It
Because D Rose, and that's my boy. I just have to say D Rose is my boy and always will be.
It just sucks because it's like the Nuggets were literally willing to offer him way more money than they could afford just to keep him, and he was still like, "Nah, fuck you guys. Like, you want to go to Detroit over Denver?
Yeah.
Like, is that? I mean, no disrespect to Detroit, but really? Pretty sure Detroit's just as cold, but they ain't got no sunny days like us.
It's true, and they have a lot of decay and failing infrastructure and crime. A
Yeah.
lot of crime.
I don't know too much about Michigan.
I definitely feel like Denver would be a
And
better
I don't
city
think
to
their
play
water's
in.
going to be that great either. So
Oh, you would go there, bro.
Flint, Michigan is still without clean water.
Yeah.
Is it really?
And that's
Yeah.
not necessarily
Still?
dish, but that's
Sure.
like, what the fuck?
No, that's a
like,
fact.
Yeah, like,
Yeah, man. Everyone's all focused on all their other problems now.
Yeah. No, I thought a couple years ago they were talking about finally doing it, but I think I'm wrong then.
I definitely think they've like improved it to a degree, but there's still fucking issues.
That's so bizarre to me. Like that doesn't make any sense. Like that's the lifeline of your fucking people. Like you should figure that out.
that's crazy, man.
Well, I mean, it's just like way back, like to relate it to, you know, back in England with Jack the Ripper. Everyone was like, how could a dude go on killing all of these women
No,
and
this is
stuff?
totally different. Totally different. This
No,
is
I
very-
think no.
this
It's
is
in the
not
sense that it's a
comparison
impoverished
whatsoever.
place, so they care less. They don't
He
put as
killed
much
No,
energy
only
into
it's
it.
not
prostitutes.
even. Yeah.
He
No,
only
that's
killed
a
prostitutes.
totally. That's a totally different.
Believe me, he only killed prostitutes, dude. I know my killers.
Right.
Yeah, this is not. This
I'm
is
not. No,
even
I'm
a
serious. I do. He only strictly killed prostitutes. He had a thing about him. I don't
No,
know
but my
why,
whole thing, but my whole thing is what I was relating to. I get like in that sense it's not related, but I'm saying when it's a place that's in poverty, a lot less attention is drawn to it, and no one cares to fix it near as much because they have less incentive to.
I don't know,
also
England?
think it's kind of harder to find a mysterious murderer than to go through and figure out how to solve some fucking pipes.
And they were probably like, he's killing hoes, so
Yeah.
fuck it, why not? Who give a fuck? He's killing these hoes. They don't want a baby anyway, so.
Out of pocket.
Wow.
Out of pocket.
You know what? It's about that time. We're 90 minutes in, so.
Oh, wow.
Fuck it. Let's go.
Great job, guys.
Let's go.
Oh yeah.
Shots?
I was about to say, yeah,
shots on copy.
Dan's
right?
good? No?
I'm good.
What?
I'm good with a shot, yeah.
You want some of my energy drink?
Actually, I kind of do. I
Yeah.
need a little energy
Will you pass
boost
it
right
down?
now.
Yeah.
I got you. I sound like a
Relay race.
choo-choo train. Oh, relay race.
Yeah,
Fine.
Way better than your choo-choo train.
Don't touch my choo-choo train.
No.
Yo, why don't they use trains as a transportation thing anymore for like
No,
humans?
actually, no. I'm glad you brought that up. So there's a
No,
huge
because-
thing. No, so check this,
Okay,
bro.
go ahead.
I'm totally blanking on the name of it, but so there's this train that they're working on.
And then,
Not Denver. I believe like the one they're experimenting on the East Coast, but they want to have it like be able to go basically from like New York all the way to like say like
yeah, I think that's
Vegas
the halfway.
and then to
That's-
California.
yeah, I heard that
But,
one. But it's not all the way.
I think the one they're currently working on is the one from New York to Washington, D.C.
Yeah, because they're trying to start off
Yeah,
small because
yeah.
it's super expensive. But so the whole premise with it is that it uses magnets and like how they like they repel and shit. So it's like a
So it'd be
low
like a bullet
energy.
train. That's cool.
Yeah, so it's like a low energy, very fast. Like in theory, they're saying that like ideally they could have it go 500 miles per hour, and you'd be able to go like almost cross the country in like under an hour with something that would normally take like 4 to 5.
Oh, but what about
But, so
the
here's the-
experience?
The whole thing is like, say you do business in New York, but now you can live in Indiana where it's way cheaper,
I mean,
and
if
you
you
can
could do
still
it,
commute
yeah,
to work.
that'd be
you
kind of
know?
nice. Yeah, no, under an hour too. I mean, like, that'd be dope. Like,
Right,
Yo,
because there's
I'm-
people, hell, I take over an hour commute today just in my own state. So can you imagine going across multiple states? Like, it just opens a lot of opportunities. The whole idea with it is you're making the world a smaller place.
but wouldn't
Yeah,
that
shot
necessarily? I'm sorry to interrupt, but wouldn't that necessarily be hard to like hunt down like criminals and shit?
I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can get at implications. Yes,
I'm
that's
just
true.
saying. I'm like,
So, but the issue they're having
hop
right
on one of
now,
those trains for me, go all the way to Indiana. You would never know I'm even in Denver. Ho.
but so the issue they're having right now with it, because to make it cost effective, you need to be able to have it be able to transport thousands of people, at a time, because it's still going to take a lot of manpower, and there's also a lot of like risk and technology with it. Because like, could you imagine like, it's rare, but trains go off their tracks. Could you imagine a train going off its track at 500 miles per hour?
It's magnetic. Though.
Every-
I trust that more than a fucking.
Shit still can happen,
Yeah, but a magnetic is a lot stronger than a
Well,
fucking
like
rail.
we were just saying, you do something
hypothetically.
over and over thousands of times, there's gonna be a time.
That's true. Very true. Very true.
So
That-
getting all that and getting that figured, you want to be able to transport thousands of people at a time. Because if you can only do like hundreds, it's gonna cost so much money that it's
But
not
bro,
viable.
driving your car is more risky than like
Right.
flying in an airplane.
Exactly. Just because there's so
And
many people.
the same theory would apply to a theoretical speed train, like. And dude, you're in like underground, like in a really confined space. It's gonna be very hard for it to actually fall.
True.
That's what I'm saying exactly, and it's magnetic, so it's very strong. And if it's in like a combined fucking
Yeah.
little space, I think it's gonna be fine.
Yeah, bitch. Magnets.
Science.
Science.
But yeah, so the whole thing is being able to make it so they can safely transport thousands of people. Right now, like I think they said the quickest they've done it is like 200 miles per hour, and you could do like hundreds of people.
It's like NASCAR speeds. Yeah.
So they're making progress, but they're still
I
a
wonder.
ways away from
Yeah.
it getting to
Of
being what
course.
they want.
We'll see in the next decade.
Yeah, I wonder
Yeah,
how that's gonna
100%.
affect like humans just riding and going that fast. I don't think humans ever gone that fast before.
100%. No,
Yeah.
airplanes go.
Yeah.
hella
Do they?
fast.
I've never flown.
Oh yeah.
Fucking
I've
jets
never
and
flown.
shit, like
Insanely
supersonic.
Really?
That-
I did not know that. I mean,
Yeah,
I knew supersonic speed, but I didn't
Well,
know that fast.
Like,
thing is
they're
they have
destined
to-
break the sound barrier, and they have to have these
Mhm.
masks on to contain oxygen. Otherwise, they could fucking suffocate and
Well,
die.
that's true.
and
Yeah, I
gyroscopes and
suppose.
shit.
I've never flown, so I mean,
Yeah, you're going hella fast.
Yeah, insane.
The cabin is pressurized
Mm-hmm.
because the pressure outside is like crazy.
So crazy. Yep.
Yeah. So crazy.
Cheers,
Hey,
boys.
spit take.
But take.
Love y'all.
Love y'all.
Have y'all. So yeah, so your whole thing about trains, I think the only reason why they don't do it now is because planes, as of now, are faster. Because you still can travel by train,
But
but
not as much.
I mean, yeah,
Not like-
it's limited.
Not like compared to like 1800s, dude. Like it was all the
right,
time.
because that was like the fastest thing at the time.
Yeah, but-
now,
But you gotta realize to even go across country and see the view in that way, it's beautiful, dude. Like I've never done that, but that
Well,
would
right,
be
yeah.
a beautiful experience to have, right? Like compared to never flown either, but you're just
oh yeah,
on
no,
top
flying
of the
can be
damn
really
clouds.
pretty too. No,
But-
flying can be pretty too, depending.
Yeah, I mean exactly. But I feel like the whole train experience could be soothing, very meditative, if that is even a word. To people, because you get to experience it. Like I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm a
Alex over here
weirdo.
watching a lot of train movies.
Thomas and the train.
He's learning his colors.
You mean Thomas the Tank Engine?
Oh!
Come on, get it right, dog.
Thomas is still a train, wasn't he?
We're gonna try
He
and
was
make
a train,
bitch.
yeah.
That's what he'll do, motherfucker. He'll be like, choo choo, I'm Thomas. I'm railing your hoe.
Yo, my little
I think
brother
I
used to
can,
watch
I
that
think I
all the
can, I
time.
think
That's
I can.
why.
Choo choo. Yeah, just like that. Yeah.
And you can just imagine the Thomas face.
It's just cold too. Yeah.
I'm glad the camera was on to see that.
We got you.
Yes.
You only got any rants?
Rants?
I do kind of.
Yeah, what you got? Let's talk. I'm here to
Motherfuckers
pod.
keep, like, I understand protesting and shit, but these Trumpies, man, they're getting on my damn nerve, yo. You need to chill with this stabbing people and shit. Okay?
Yeah,
No, you guys haven't heard?
No, but that's why we're on the podcast.
Bro, lately it's been crazy. There's so many people around the world, and this is why I've been worried for you. No offense. But these motherfuckers always just ranting about hating Jews and shit. It's like, oh my god, I didn't know we were back in this time, dude.
No.
And people are stabbing people. Like, no joke. Like, people are stabbing people in these rallies and these fucking protests and shit. So, seriously, like, if you're out here, like, be careful because it's crazy with these motherfuckers.
I will say,
But it's literally ridiculous.
to piggyback off that whole thing with the Jew thing, and it's something that, like, and it really bugs me, and it's something I've almost had to, like, call out with, like, conspiracy friend that we both know,
Yeah.
where,
Already like him. Don't know.
no, and it's a chick, and,
Oh, her. I'm so sorry.
no,
Show her
she's
gender.
crazy, but,
I'm pretty close.
so the whole conspiracy thing, so, legit, one of, like, there was a whole, like, press beefing, like, it's something, like, and I've made it a big point, and it's hard to do, but, like, when you see, like, the president do, like, a Trump thing or whatever, they'll have it, like, live on YouTube, to not pick one that is, like, sided either way in the political stuff, and I'll turn off the chat, and I'll just, like, listen to it myself, and try to, like, decipher what they're saying, like, because I'm really trying to learn, to not be swayed left or right, like,
Oh,
sort of opinion,
Yeah,
and I just
exactly,
need to
good.
process it myself,
Okay.
and a lot of times I acknowledge I don't fully understand it, but I can also process, like, what makes sense and fucking what doesn't, right?
exactly.
And so one of the lawyers over here talking about how not even, like, fraudulent votes of, like, people miscounting or,
Yeah, the whole-
writing other stuff.
Yeah, the
She
whole
was trying to
fraud
say,
down
no,
shit.
check this,
Sorry.
that apparently we hire other countries where we'll send our votes to, like, Venezuela or whatever, and they'll count votes there, and we outsource it. And the issue with that is in these countries are then tied to other, like, world leaders and stuff who don't necessarily want, like, Trump elected or whatever, and whether it's China or whatever. And then she legit, in this whole press conference, backed up and said that a lot of it was being funded, and this was the whole thing a lot that people were saying, like, Black Lives Matter and stuff was being funded by Jeff Soros, who is a very rich Jew. Now, I cannot attest whether Jeff Soros is a good or a bad man, like, at all. Like, that's not for me to say. But nothing bugs me the fuck more than when you have to combine any, like, crazy conspiracy theory with there being a rich Jew behind it. Because, like, the whole, rich Jews rule the world, people don't realize, like, how strong of an anti-Semite thing that really fucking is.
honestly,
Because the whole reason why Jews,
I didn't know
I'm
that.
sure I've said this before on the podcast, but I have to reiterate it because it bugs the fuck out of me now that I've educated myself on it. The whole reason why Jews are bankers or any of that was because they were outcasts, where they couldn't get any of the other jobs. No one wanted to hire a Jew.
Right.
So they had to become money lenders, because guess what? When you need money, it doesn't matter whether it's from a dirty Jew or not. Like, you need fucking money.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how they were able to grow into that power, because they took the only job they could. And yeah, a lot of them were shrewd and smart businessmen with it, but it wasn't like out of choice. The reason why that stereotype developed was through the conditions they were put in. And so it really bugs me, like, haha, yeah, funny, rich Jews, but like, no, people don't realize like the dark history behind that. Like,
Yeah.
so I don't know. I'm sorry I took over your rant, but I got on the Jew shit.
No,
and that
you're
gets
fine.
me.
You're fine. I mean, it just goes on the whole point where I'm just like, motherfuckers are crazy, and it's just like, I don't know why you guys aren't learning history. Like, seriously, this is, and it's funny because my girlfriend's mom pointed this out, and it's funny because Trump's playing the same playbook as Hitler, in a sense. Not, exterminating people in a sense, but I mean, he's manipulating people, and it's working, and it's turning everybody ignorant, and it's turning everybody against each other, and then it's turning, and it's a whole thing, and it's crazy.
I see where she's coming from with the analogy, but I will say, also on the flip side of that, I am very, very, very wary of comparing anyone to Hitler without
realize,
there being mass, like, that's a very strong comparison.
You gotta realize, though,
let me meet you guys halfway. So, he's not Hitler. He's not on that huge level. Hell no. There are, however, certain mechanisms that Hitler had to use when he was communicating and rising to power that is prevalent in how Trump has kind of run his things. Now, if for better or for worse, even if it's not like anything, but how he talks to his people, if you look at
Hitler's sense.
It's similar in the sense of how he's getting everyone riled up. He's got an answer. It's so and so people. We're gonna protect us and do these crazy things, and this particular demographic is the blame for X, Y, and Z, and this is what's happening.
And it's also,
and I'm here for you guys.
And it's also, what was his theme? Germany was the greatest country ever, so we must overthrow everything, right? Make America great again. Is that not almost a fucking...
Going back to
I feel like that's kind of... I see
no,
where you're
that's not
making that
even
relation.
stretching it. That's like almost a correlation right there, though. And I feel like you're not seeing it in that point.
No, I am, because the way he's saying it was in trying to imply that America's bad, we're trying to fix it, sort of thing, compared to...
No, it's not even that. It's, yeah, we're bad now, but we're trying to be better than everyone else. Fuck everyone else. America is going to be the best.
Well, right. It's that whole nationalism.
And exactly, and that's... And
but yeah,
that's
that
not
was
the point.
But that was a
And these
huge
motherfuckers
base
don't get
of
it.
Trump's campaign that, like, really drew him. And again, this is someone who, like, I'm not really swayed either one way, but, like, I've now acknowledged, like, that's how he garnered so much of that. Is because so many people are so tired of being worried about everything else, yet in America we're still so fucked. And so I understand them with that. It's just...
emotional manipulation.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
And so it's really tough.
And it makes me mad because, and I'm sorry to keep talking, but it's just that at this point in time, he's making it to a point to where, like, he's making everybody hate everybody over the dumbest shit. And we've already been through this, and people aren't learning the same fucking mistakes, and that's what pisses me the fuck off. Like, there's people out there that are going like, Jews suck, fuck the Jews. I'm sorry, I didn't know we were back in 1939, asshole. Who gives a fucking fuck, right? Like, what the fuck? Like, does that even fucking matter at this point? No. What really matters is who's gonna, take the leadership to make not just America great, but successful. Fuck being great, successful. Because great can mean different analogies. And that's the thing. It can mean that you want to be better than somebody else in other ways, but being successful is being great in your own way.
Right.
And not judging others for doing their own thing. And that's what I think America needs to learn. And I'm probably one of the biggest political guys here. I don't know. but I do follow politics a lot, and it just bugs me.
See, I'm flipped and flopped on it. Like, I find myself sometimes, like, really get into it, but then I, like, just stop out of nowhere because it gets me too, like...
Riled up.
Yeah. Well,
I get it.
and especially because, like, sometimes I have to stand back and be like, okay, let me reflect on myself more and, like, why this upsets me and whatnot. And, Joe Morales, you're very valid in everything you're saying. It's just hard because, like, it's hard to be mad about stuff, but also not have a solution,
so,
you know?
I don't know if I told you guys this, but I registered to vote and shit, but I couldn't vote. They would not send me my fucking ballot at all. I've done it. I've registered 3 times. These motherfuckers would not give me the ballot. And I found out that there was actually a bill that they were trying to pass during this up in election. Some dude up in Aurora, chick up in Aurora. He was trying to pass something to where employers could not fire you if you smoked outside of work. So if you took a drug test, they couldn't fire you. However, though, it did not pass through. And stuff like that pisses me the fuck off. Because, for one, I get since Amendment 64 passed, you want to have, like, you know, drug screenings, and of course, but at the same time, some people actually need to use this shit. Me, an individual, I use it kind of, you know, emotional, and because I do have mental shit, such as seizures, such as many other shit, and it's very nice to have, I'm not gonna lie. But for you to drug screen and judge me as a person to say I can't work in a quality way, that's fucked up. That's already biased and stereotypical in a way, and I hate that. So even taking a step towards not firing people when they already got the job, that's a step. The next step after that can be no drug screenings under, you know, like
it's just like if
that shit pisses me the fuck off.
You work at like a place that serves alcohol. A lot of them, they'll even let you drink on the clock, but technically you're supposed to drink off. You could literally clock out and get wasted right there at work, and they don't give a fuck.
I understand if you want to drug test motherfuckers that drive for a living, because you fucking drive.
Right,
I get
so
that.
It matters more. Yeah.
I get that, but for someone that wants to be a manager, for somebody that's being a programmer, for somebody that's, you know, like, I understand if you're a forklift driver, because let me tell you something, that shit you don't want to fuck with. You can injure someone. Don't do that at all. However, though, unless you're experienced, but just, you know, shit like that, like, you don't need to drug screen people with certain shit. Like, you gotta realize, you when you drug screen someone for cocaine, right, it takes about several days to get that out of your system, right? You know how long it takes weed to get out of your fucking system? Especially for experienced smokers,
like a month,
such as us, 30 to 90 days, at best.
I mean, it depends on the type of drug test. I found with my heavy smoking, if I quit and then just
you're heavier than me, so whatever you are, divide by 5.
You have to realize there's different things also that factor into that, like your weight, your metabolism.
Yeah.
No, so I would argue you could probably get cleaner than me a lot quicker.
But you think I could get clean within a week?
Because it stores in your fat.
Your fat.
Well, okay, I'm sorry. I should ask you, because this is a better question for you, because you know. Honestly, though, you're heavier than me.
Not by much.
Fat ass.
Whoa! We do not body shame here.
I'm just kidding. Hey, I'm the skinniest one here.
Having to eat ass, so.
I don't know about.
I want to give you a high five for that. I want to go up. Bam! I'll give you that one. Excellent. I'll give you that one.
Plus, I don't know if you necessarily are the skinny one, because you weigh less, but you're shorter.
So?
So of course they're gonna weigh less.
It doesn't matter.
Well, I mean, that's not necessarily true.
That's not that, dude. You're about an inch taller than me, and he's about maybe an inch taller than you, right?
He's definitely an inch taller than me.
So you're 6.
I don't know.
I'd say he's like 6'3".
But the point is to answer the question that you're asking, Alex. But to answer the question,
yeah, you know. Thank you.
I get through it pretty quickly. I mean, now probably not so much because I've kind of taken up like dabbing, and I'm kind of like smoking more, like, you know, a little heavily at the studio. Well, I would say like, let's say like even like 2 years ago, I was good to go. Like after I don't know, after a good month for sure was out with like a piss test. Yeah, if it was like 2-3 weeks maybe, I was pretty.
Yeah, because I feel like 2 or 3 weeks definitely, yeah. But I mean like a week. That's too. That's nobody can do that. And I have a great one.
I mean, I'm sure
maybe a
people
fast
do
one,
it
but
in a
like,
week. I think I've done it in a week.
I mean, I've done
But
it, but it's really
that was when I
hard.
was,
That's
like,
only
Well, it was
focusing.
also when I was like not really like smoking anyway.
Oh.
So like, I mean, I was smoking, but not like.
Well, it just
as
pisses
heavily-
me off. Like, I'm on this rant, honestly, because, like, I've been trying to, like, I don't know, better myself as a person and trying to make me and my girl's life better. But because of these dumbass drug tests, it's kind of fucking hard. And I feel like that's very prejudiced against somebody against me or maybe you guys, because I'm a very hard worker. No offense, when I want to be. That's kind of a diss against me, whatever, but when I want to be a hard worker, I'm 120% there. Not 90%, I'm 120% there. No, you've seen it, Jay. You know.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
100%.
I'm down. But for you not to even give me the chance because I only smoke weed, that's
But
kind
just
of,
because
that's
they have a
fucked
drug
up,
test,
dude.
though, doesn't mean that they're looking for that. Like, am
They
I?
always look for that though, man.
No, I mean,
my
places
last
are
couple-
starting
I know.
to-
Yeah.
For example-
I could do cocaine more, and honestly, dude, they would honestly hate me more because
Bro,
of the weed.
I'm
I
not
don't-
saying
I
work
don't
there,
know
Because
why.
It
I'm not-
stays in there.
But they pay more, dude.
No, I'm just saying. I'm not saying work there, but Walmart,
I don't
they
know.
don't care about weed. No, but
No.
I'm trying to say there's starting to be more companies that are accepting of it. It's
Yeah,
not
but they
all
treat
of
their
them.
workers like shit.
All I'm saying is
I'm not gonna work for a company that
it's
treats
slowly.
me like
It's
shit.
not going to be a
I
thing
have
that's going to
dignity
happen
and
over
respect.
time. But the companies that drug test, or at least initial, they're usually the higher paying ones. So unfortunately, sometimes you do have to quit for a month or two just to get the job. And then as long as you're low key about it and you don't like, the thing that always, the thing that cracks me up to tangent on that is so everyone at my job, so no one gets drug tested, even though we have like delivery drivers and everything. No one gets drug tested at our job because it's just like a mom and pop kind of place. Obviously, don't come to fucking work and drive, a fucking truck or anything high or whatever.
Common sense. That's really all I ask
Right,
for is the
but-
common sense.
And so check it.
If
So
you
it's
have
funny
common
as fuck.
sense.
Everyone, like, for example, I'm well known as like the biggest pothead there, like, especially because my uncle knows and he's like the boss or whatever, so they always are making jokes or whatever, and I'm like, all right, whatever, like,
But
I don't talk about it, but if someone asks me about it, I'm not shy about it. I'm just like, yeah, I do dabs, I like edibles, like, blah blah blah. But so one of our drivers, it's pretty, in my opinion, like, maybe it's not obvious to someone who isn't a pothead, but as someone who's a pothead, like, it's very obvious that he smokes, And apparently one of our other coworkers was just like asking about it, and he got like super defensive, and he was like, oh, I can't talk about that at work or whatever.
I can
she
get
was
that.
like, she was like, I don't care.
I can
She
get
was
that.
like, I smoke sometimes, whatever. And he's like, yeah, but
I
you
understand.
could use it again. No, and so I get where he's coming from.
Because
It's just,
other employers are like, they're very touchy on this. Like, you don't understand how touchy
Okay, bro.
weed is.
the reason why I'll argue with that,
Like, it's
the
very
biggest
touchy. Even
difference
down
is
here, like,
you have to learn
for
when
employers.
you work for a job that's like a big corporation. Like,
7-Eleven.
exactly, compared to what I work for now, or like on the extreme sense when I worked at the vape shop. When you work for a mom, dude, when I worked at the vape shop, I would get high with my boss. But then it would be weird because then he would get mad at me because I was high at work.
Right.
And I was, yeah, he legit would be like, oh, you didn't do enough because you were high. And I was like, you're the one who fucking gave me the dab. I said no, and you said don't be a bitch. And so I said okay, and I took the dab. Like, he was a very weird boss, but
I met him before, right?
I want to say so, yeah, when he came in.
So it's that one dude I'm thinking of then?
Yeah, with the glasses and the beard and bald head.
Yeah, that makes sense. He's chill, but he seems kind of...
Literally, how I got offered the job was Jared and I were just roaming Broadway. We came in to buy a vape or something, and I don't know, somehow something was mentioned. Oh, like I had bought a nice shirt or something for like an interview, and he was like, oh, you're looking for a job? We're hiring here. And I was like, oh, really? And then like I didn't hear from him for a month, and then I got hired there.
Can I just say that, dude, if you... I am a salesman pretty much, and let me tell you, you would be an excellent salesman, dude.
Oh, I've sold shit before.
No.
Not like full-on
No,
salesman.
I'm
but...
saying sales plus commission, uncapped, you would do great, dude. I don't know why you're not in the sales game right now.
Because it has to be the right thing. Because if I don't genuinely like,
I understand.
Can at least get someone excited about it.
Solar, because you know the whole solar sales that I hate.
No, because that was what really turned me off to it for a while. Because that I was excited about. Because I was.
No, that's the red
especially
flag.
back then, I was on like my super hippie vibe. Like I was like, yeah, I want to be with a company that is good for the environment. I'm
That's
not
me.
just being a fucked up person and just trying to sell burgers to people and everything. But then when you get in there and you realize that you are still like being shitty to people. What?
I don't remember that phase, dude. What phase? Was this when we lived in
No, I'd already moved out.
What?
I quit Sam's Club. I quit Sam's Club to work for a solar place.
You're telling me we were living, you weren't even there, so I was living in Denver and you were still in that one place?
Yeah.
Nah, dude.
I lasted a week.
Did you really? At the solar place?
Yeah, because it was boiler room. It was cold calling, and people hate cold callers.
I hate cold calling, dude.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
Hey, this is a good time to stop anyway, because we're about to run out of video and have to stop for
Hey,
the audio.
there we go. Hey,
Oh,
hey.
and it is starting to get pretty late too. I'm gonna have to head out
It's been
soon.
101 minutes.
What time is it?
Yeah.
10:19.
Oh,
Damn.
shit.
Early. What the fuck, bud?
Well, I mean, for me to like not have to pay for an Uber, that would be super expensive because it's a Saturday. I'm gonna have to take a bus, and I have to do that before 11.
Alrighty. So what, we just wrapping up then?
I mean, does anyone have anything else? Because I can go until
No,
like
I've been
10:45.
dozing off this whole podcast.
Oh, I didn't want to like
It's
end
so
abruptly,
late.
but
I did enjoy that, though.
alright, there you go.
I love y'all.
Love y'all too, man.
I'm
Seriously.
lit.
Man, I'm so glad you're here, man. Like, seriously.
Yeah, I know.
I don't-
You ghosted us for a minute, Alex, and I
What
didn't
you
get to
mean?
see you. I didn't get. You
No,
weren't here.
okay, no,
You missed the chip
They
challenge?
didn't tell me!
Oh,
that
don't
last
even
time,
say
that
we didn't
last
tell
time.
you.
Oh, that last time. I thought you were talking about today. No. Oh, that.
No, today we take full
I was
responsibility.
having a week. Not gonna front. I wanted to see that, though.
Jared does have a couple.
Well,
clips.
you can redeem yourself if you 1v1
In basketball, yeah. Stop dodging
Wait.
me on that. Whenever the weather's good enough, I tried, and you kept dodging me on that one Sunday. You said you had things
I was
with
trying
your
to
girl.
practice. They didn't have any open court open. I tried
We
to
had
go
an
to
open
school.
court at our place.
Motherfuckers looking at me like a pedophile. I just want a ball.
Okay, calling that a court is very, that's very generous. of
It's
what
a
it actually
school,
is.
damn it. That's all I got.
Could have came through the crib. We got hoops.
Okay, well.
Oh, I'm talking about Tamarack. That's
Oh.
not a fucking court. That's
Oh,
very
well,
generous.
there's the one right there by the park. James Bible Park. They have one.
Really? Oh yeah, they do.
And
But
that one, the light kinda you could kind of play at night. It's not like the best, but it's better than the Tamarack one.
There's usually people that are actually good that go there, I think.
Yeah, but sometimes
Yeah.
it sucks. I've tried to go, and then people suck, and then I'm like, I hate playing with people who suck, because then they always want to play one-on-one, and then I'm like, okay, I guess.
Dude, I don't even have to shoot with you. I don't really want to talk trash because you're like, you just keep talking trash. Let's just play 1v1. I know
You
what
don't have
y'all
to shoot
saying.
because you can't
Let's do
shoot,
it.
Mr. Ben Simmons.
Dude, oh, you know what? Let's play this goddamn game. I'm tired of your goddamn trash. I beat you last time. I beat you the time before. I don't understand what you're talking trash for. When do you want this? I'm done. I'll set a damn date right now. I got my phone.
Oh
When do you
my
want to do
God.
this?
This is heating up.
Come on. When do you want to do this? I'm down. When?
Let's look at the weather for this week.
Dom has awoken the dragon.
Yeah, you damn straight you have. Damn straight. What's my calendar at?
versus Thin Mint. It's on.
Calendar, yeah, yeah. Uh-huh. Okay, it's the 21st. There we go.